Okay, well, let's find out what films I am watching this time around. I've got my list again of over 6,300 films I have never seen before. And as I'm giving a good spin here, I'm going to randomly pick the poster button. The 4 films that come up are the 4 movies I'm watching. So what do we got? We got Zapped. I think that's a remake of the 80s boner comedy. Avenging Angel. Okay, I think that's about a prostitute undercover. Urban Fears. Okay. And Love on a Leash. This does not look like a classy week. Zapped. I had high hopes for this film after reading the premise. The film is about a teenage girl that gets a phone app allowing her to have total control over boys and men. What I had hoped for was that this was a rebuttal to the 1982 boner comedy of the same name. In that film, Scott Baio gets telekinesis powers, and what does he do with them? That's right. He has women's clothing fall off. I could not find any connection between the 2 films. And that's a shame. The idea of Disney taking an outdated, politically incorrect film from the past and turning it back on itself appealed to me. The film is based on a book, which is mind-blowing considering that the text and prose is juvenile and void of any valuable script writing. For instance, let's take a look at this film's interpretation of Harper Lee's classic iconic novel, To Kill a Mockingbird.
Well, in my interpretation, the young girl keeps her humanity in perspective while the world around her goes crazy.
What?
And there's that too.
No. It's about the loss of innocence. A mockingbird doesn't do nothing but sing its heart out for us. That's why it's a sin to kill a mockingbird. God damn it. Disney better not do To Kill a Mockingbird as a remake. We probably have Whoopi Goldberg as Atticus Finch. Our main character is introduced as a self-centered, spoiled millennial, making a wedding speech that ends up being about herself.
5 males that I am living with. Wow. But I digress.
And the rest of the film, she's given no relatable characteristics besides being annoyed by the male population. Her sidekick friend is introduced as a boy-crazy character.
Wow, you seem a little...
Oh, boy crazy? Yeah, that's the official diagnosis.
And this is never brought up again throughout the rest of the film. Ironically, a film made for young girls is absent of any valuable female characters. Our lead is self-centered, spoiled, arrogant, and therefore very unlikable. And kind of rapey.
Just kiss me.
In a Disney film, she even goes a little too far with her powers. You see, Scott Baio never used his powers to touch women. It is a common misconception that family films made by Disney are innocent for children. Yet, this is a prime example of the film we should be more alert of, because this is just an awful film. There is some good energy, and some fine performances do slip through the vague and simple-minded characters. But otherwise, this is just annoying and dreadful. Avenging Angel. Now on to a film that is less offensive than the Disney family film. That's right, a revenge prostitute action film from the 80s. Avenging Angel is the sequel to Angel. Angel, from 1984, is the story about a high school 15-year-old teenager who is moonlighting as a Hollywood hooker at nighttime.
How much you want to spend?
And becomes the target of a serial killer. You know, the typical Sunday evening family film. In the sequel, Angel is now a lawyer, which goes to show that prostitution can pay for college, I guess. And she finds herself coming back to the streets to investigate a friend's murder. Sure, the film has a bit of nudity, a bit of violence, and a lot of adult material throughout. But the film has an odd, innocent, light-hearted quality, and this is probably due to the weird comedy. While I was expecting to be offended or at least put off kilter by the adult content, I was more confused and baffled by the choices.
Folks, spending the night in the slammer ain't no reason for doom or gloom. I got a pocket full of dreams. Here, officer, grab one.
Grab that thing back, too.
This is a weird film, and it has one of the most crazy ending climaxes I've seen in years. So do I recommend Avenging Angel?
That's where I keep my gun.
Yes. Yes, I do. Urban Fears. I am always willing to give anthology films a chance. The idea if one story doesn't work for me, I just have to wait out a few more minutes just before another one will start up. Urban Fears is a prime example of this theory because it starts off very poorly, and in the end, it ended up being less poor in the final story. Correction. By the end of the final story, there is an overwhelming amount of mistakes, blunders, and amateur filmmaking choices.
Oh shit, even more. Let's go.
Yep, like all good criminals, he is narrating his crimes out loud. I said sarcastically just before turning off the camera so I can induce some hallucinogens just to get through the rest of this film. And the same hallucinogens that I found free beside this dead roller skater on the street that I just murdered.
However, halfway through this film, something did surprise me.
Wait a second.
I'm not watching this shit.
Oh no, that's that shitty film.
That's right. Night. One of the worst movies I have reviewed on random movie reviews. This is shameful and pathetic filmmaking at its laziest. I don't even consider Night a movie. And considering this is the same director of that pile of shit, my opinions took a 180. Compared to the boring shitfest that Night delivered, this second film showed some advancements in filming techniques. This had not just one, but 3 stories, and attempt to combine all 3 of them by the final, which is 3 more stories than Night ever delivered.
Wow, no shame. He is wearing the t-shirt of the shitty film by that same director. I kind of want one of those shirts now. I suppose product placement does work.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Urban Fears is still a shitty film that I wouldn't recommend wasting your time with. But I was happy to see some improvement. Love on a Leash. Here we go, folks. This is the reason I like doing random movie reviews. So, move over Tommy Wiseau, Ed Wood, and Neil Breen. Here comes Fen Tian. At the age of 71, Fen wrote and directed her first feature film, Love on a Leash. And right from the start, there is no denying that this is going to have a very special quality all of its own.
Hey, lay off, man. I'm not gay.
The film has no logic.
Dad, Prince just became a dog.
The characters don't think, act, and behave like regular human beings. And it is also confusing when trying to figure out what genre or target audience the film is aiming for. The poster, which I adore, advertises a cutesy, lighthearted romantic comedy that the whole family could enjoy. But the film is not for children. In fact, it has a rape scene followed by a suicide scene within the first 20 minutes. Not to mention that the main film is about a mentally unstable woman who brings in a dog into her house who changes into a naked man, who she also brings into her house so she can have a boyfriend. And the film gets weirder from there.
Now I'm the king of the castle. King of the castle! King of the castle that's also a dog and lives in a house that is green.
What the fuck is happening?
And like many baffling good-bad films, it feels like there's 12 episodes from a series crammed into one movie. Not finishing any of the storylines, not concluding any conflicts, and never giving the audience time to figure out what the hell the film is trying to accomplish. This feels like it's been written by aliens.
You made me lose face in front of everyone, and now you want me to save you? It's not fair. It's not fair at all. All right, grab on, you pizza face cinder block.
Pizza face cinder block?
Usually, I would find myself forcing my friends and family to watch this, just so I can watch their uncomfortable faces as they're trying to piece together its lunacy. However, watching this film on your own, well, it's a chore.
Why didn't he show up? Why? Answer me. Why?
Hey! Four Legs is here.
What the fuck is going on?
So, do I recommend Love on a Leash? Yeah, especially for large groups of people. However, I do not recommend this for children, unless your children have learnt how to like something ironically. And there you have it, 4 more random reviews. If you've seen any of these films, we'd love to hear your comments in the comments section. And let us know if there's any weird, bizarre, or obscure films you think we should be watching. At the current time, we are updating our website, but regardless, our web address is www.themoviejerks.ca.